Good day, everyone. My name is Judy, if you didn't know, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time around, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you end up liking this video, give it a good thumbs up as well. So in last week's video, I showed you guys how I prepared my relaxed hair to get it all braided up like this when I was 4 weeks post, right? And at the time, my adrenaline was still through the roof, so I honestly didn't really feel pain in my scalp or anything. And shortly after, I did. Now it's been a week later and I am feeling so much better. So the entire week after getting my braids done, I really focused on different methods and techniques to reduce the tightness in my head so I wouldn't be in so much pain. And I think it worked. So today I'm going to share with you guys 10 different ways on how to relieve the tension on your scalp from your braids. Let's get into it. So tip number one, we're gonna attack it at the root cause, which is the braiding process. You can ask to not get them as tight. I think a lot of people forget that. A lot of times we don't even realize how tight it is until the braiders at the very end. They're like braiding your hair up front and then it's kind of awkward to be like, hey, can you loosen them up? Like, homegirl's got 5 braids left. You couldn't have said this like 4 or 5 hours ago. But yeah, just ask to get them not as tight. Then you won't have this problem and then you won't need these 9 tips. Tip number 2, medications. Of course, this is coming from a nurse, but I really don't like seeing people in pain. So if we can reduce it with something quick styles, I would go for that. So Tylenol and Advil work really great for anti-inflammatory and pain relief. So 10 out of 10 would recommend those. Unless you have any liver or kidney issues, then obviously speak to your doctor beforehand. They block the nociceptors, or in other words, the pain receptors in your brain, reducing your sensation to pain. Like, who wouldn't want that? My head felt like it was literally pulling my hair out from its root. Like, it was not good afterwards. So that's what I did. Tip number 3 is braid spray. There are so many different braid sprays. I was actually given this one. It's the Tea Tree Cooling Relief Braid Sheen Spray. You can see that. There's actually so many different ones to choose from and they're pretty inexpensive. I've seen ones down to like $5-6, so that's really great. So take a look at your hair supply store. No offense, Sally's doesn't really cut it for stuff like this. You have to go to like your African store with the braiding hair with everything, so look there. And something that I would recommend is to get one with menthol in it. Menthol actually has this cooling effect from when it stimulates the nociceptors, those pain receptors, and then it desensitizes them. So what I do, I literally just spray right on my scalp like that. Just right on the scalp. That's just the front section. And I will just massage it in and you start to feel that cooling effect pretty quick and it smells so good. Tip number 4, oiling your scalp. I've noticed at least that whenever I get a little bit of oil on my fingertips and start massaging my scalp, it helps with the loosening up process. And it feels really good to just massage your scalp when it's really tight. Like, it's just feels like heaven. So the oil that I like to use is the ORS Olive Oil Nourishing Exotic Scalp Oil infused with babasu. Yeah, infused with babasu oil for intensive moisture. Looks like this. So I'll literally just pour a little bit onto my fingertips like that and just pick a section. I start going through my scalp. Try not to fall asleep, guys. Try not to fall asleep. Oh, that feels so good. Something else that feels really good with this oil is if you actually heat it up before you apply it to your scalp. So to heat this up, I don't microwave it. I kind of use the same method to warm up a baby bottle. So what I do is I grab a bowl of hot water and I just sit this right in till it warms up, test it on the back of my hand, grab it, and then I start massaging. Cool, so we're done with that. Tip number 5 is to move your braids. Move them in different directions, like move your braids onto this side and start massaging. Try to get it used to moving in different positions so that it's not always stiff to one side, right? Just keep massaging, and this will help so much and help you fall asleep at night as well. Get it together, Judy. Wake up. Tip number 6. When you dip your hair in the hot water to kind of seal your ends, use that same towel that's still wet with that boiling water and put it on your scalp. Just like lay it right on top, and you'll just feel like it feels so good, and it'll help loosen up your braids as well. So you just put it on. It's steaming. If it's not too hot, obviously let it cool down a little bit, but still put it right on, and it's so nice. Tip number 7, oh my god. Tip number 7 is kind of along the same lines as tip number 6. Use that same boiling hot water and get the steam of it. Just allow it to kind of penetrate the roots. You can tie your hair back and put your head over top where the steam is coming from, that hot boiling water, and you'll feel some sort of relief as well. It feels so good. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Tip number 8 is to wet your hair. I know we don't really want to wash our hair right away or anything, but sometimes I've had to. So I washed my hair 3 days ago, so around 4 days after I got my braids done. I washed my hair with hot water, really massaged the shampoo into my roots and the conditioner, and again, moving your hair, massaging your scalp, like it helps a lot to loosen up the braids. So try that as well. So tip number 9 is to exercise. So I went to the gym a few times this week. I went to dance class. It helped a lot. For me, it did help a lot. I noticed that sweating when I was exercising would help loosen up the roots a little bit so I could actually move it. Like it was really nice. And finally, number 10, the one everyone hates, is time. Time is going to pass and your pain will go away with time. If you decide to not even consider the other 9 tips that I mentioned beforehand, time will pass and your braids will loosen up eventually. So it's been a week for me, and I feel like even if I didn't use any of these tips, like it would have gotten to this point regardless. Maybe not as loose, maybe they still would be a little bit more tense, but they feel great. Like I've had times before when I didn't even use anything, not even Advil, not Tylenol, I just literally slept and cried through the pain. Yeah, that sounds horrible. But one day I woke up and there was no pain. You know, like that day will come regardless. So with time, it will come. Through doing all these different methods, I think mine stopped hurting around 3 or 4 days, which is really, really good because sometimes it does take the full week to kind of settle down. So those are the 10 tips, and that gets us to the end of the freaking video. I just want to remind you that beauty shouldn't be that painful. Beauty is not pain, Amanda. You should just be able to rock your hair and not cry at night. But look at the bright side. Your braids are going to last you a really long time because they were tight at first. So, you know, now you get your money's worth, honey. That concludes this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.